Salutations, my Fallout lovers. It is Matty here today bringing you a Fallout 4 news update. Now, before anything, be sure to check out the link in the description of my previous video. That is me discussing why I feel that PAX East may be a bit of a long shot when it comes to a Fallout 4 announcement. And Bethesda is doing some things, ladies and gentlemen, some very peculiar things. And so Pete Hines recently has been talking a lot about how he's heading to Europe, and I really just ignored it, thinking he was just going on a pleasure trip, some type of vacation or something. But then a viewer of mine decided to tweet at him asking if this trip was for business or pleasure when he said he was off to Europe, and to which Pete Hines responds and says, work, aka business. So then the gears started turning, and I remembered a tweet that was sent to me by a viewer asking if there was a connection because Pete Hines said something about Europe, and then he also connected this photo with it, as you see on screen here, with some upcoming gaming events. One of them being BeatCon Music and Games Festival 2015, which takes place in Finland, Europe, and then Casual Connect Europe, which is in Amsterdam, Europe. You get the point. Europe, 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 Europe. 2 gaming conventions in Europe. So it's pretty exciting, but here's where I get a bit skeptical on why this may not be Fallout 4. This could be something for Bethesda, I'm assuming. But anyways, first thing I looked at was Casual Connect, which was in Europe. That's taking place in February the 4th. And basically, this is a couple-day event, but based off some of its sponsors, I'm looking at it, and some of the games that were there, as you see here, it seems like a bit of an indie thing. I haven't heard of, aside from Google, I haven't really heard of any of these companies or anything, and the only other sponsor that stuck out to me was a little bit further down on the page, Unity, which is a game engine. So from that, I assumed that this was kind of like an indie event, a small event. But I've never heard of them personally, and probably the reason is because I don't live in Europe or anywhere near these places, so that may be why. So I could be a bit wrong. But then I started looking at BeatCon, which seemed like a little bit of a bigger event. So I'm seeing that something could happen here. As you see in this picture here, they have gameplay areas to where players can test out new games, and they have all this stuff, competitions, cosplay. It's a normal gaming convention. So pretty exciting. Do I think Fallout 4 is going to be here personally at either of these events? I don't see it, but Bethesda would be catching me way off guard if they actually did do something here real early in the year at an event in Europe. Personally, I feel it would be the ideal kind of intersection in the middle of the beginning of the year here before anything really gets rolling for Bethesda to maybe, like I discussed yesterday, show us some Doom. We're dying to see it, Bethesda, also to get the ball rolling for Fallout 4, but we want to see some Doom. I'm hoping that we're going to see something from Bethesda and that this is all not for naught or whatever the term is. But anyways, I wanted to bring you guys the news, let you know that Bethesda is doing some things in Europe. What they are, we have no idea, but we know they're there for business. So here's hoping that this business may lead us closer to Fallout 4. I'll be keeping a close eye on it along with you guys, and hopefully we'll get something out of this. So be sure to go ahead and leave your thoughts on this in the comments down below. As always, be sure to follow me on Twitter, like me on Facebook. Other than that, my Fallout lovers, stay sexy, stay active. I love you all. Peace.